Futures trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. Content provided in this segment is meant for educational purposes and is not a solicitation to buy or sell commodities.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I am Cody. He is Andy, and with Michael in the background, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons, we are the Tech Talk trio coming to you live on this Wednesday morning, November 12th, just about a little after 10 a.m. in the Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Central Time. How you doing?
Is it live? Is it really live?
It sounds better if I say live. Coming to you pre-recorded from...
Coming to you. You know, we have faces for radio.
We do.
I'm just going to say that. I feel like that's the case.
I feel like Brian Rice used to tell us that every week.
I think he did too. Did you shave? You got like you're extra shiny today. You got like a new light or something like that?
Well,
or
the sun is actually shining here in Michigan after 2 days of 10-degree weather. The sun is
incredible.
Out, so I'm getting a little bit of a beam.
This whole like sunlight thing. It's crazy. Wow.
Feeling good.
You see how dark it is in here? I mean, like I got a window right here. It doesn't do anything. We got nothing. It'll just be, I don't know. Dark and overcast. What are you going to do?
Feel good, look good, do good.
And I see you've got a different color shirt on today, by the way, too. It's gray.
Yeah. I just ordered a few different shirts for my new wardrobe change. New year, new me.
How about that? New year. Happy Thanksgiving. New year, new you. All right. You ready? We didn't have any requests today, but like these are ones that continually come up in conversation. I feel like, at least. I don't know about you. All right. First one, CME block. Oh my gosh. This thing is just chop city, chop. But like, it's such a great example of a descending triangle, isn't it?
It is. It's doing exactly what you said it was going to do after last week's episode.
It's just like, boop, boop. You know, here it is. We didn't touch anything. No line. We didn't make any new lines, new circles, I don't know, anything new. Nothing's new.
Nothing's new.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3. I don't think you call this 1. So let's do 1, 2, 3 higher lows or lower highs.
Lower highs.
That backwards. At least I catch myself. And like, so this is I'd say probably the most interesting that we've seen here in a while, though, is that because we tried to break out of this for the first time.
Yeah.
And let's zoom in on this bad boy so everybody can see. We made a legitimate attempt to break out on this candle 2 weeks ago, right here. This was when we were like 180.
Yeah.
Before that, we never had actually broken this trend, but we never actually settled out of the trend either. So, you know, like when that happens, like it was a clear failure to break out. Then we gap lower.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like if you're asking for a confirmation of like a bounce off of this trend, I mean, I don't think you can get anything better than that. Like tried to break out, failed, and then had a massive open. We always talk about like what does the next candle look like? How do you open the next candle? And that's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
And then you kind of cemented it. Well, it's only Wednesday. We still haven't had cash today.
Correct.
But you're somewhat cementing this open this week by we're already lower than the previous week's low after gapping lower from the previous week. We wanted to bring this one up because and we'll take a look at one of the futures contracts in a second, but one of the interesting ones. The interesting thing here is that we've been trading at a big discount and we're building in quite the discount here.
Yeah.
What do you think, boss?
Yeah. So it's like a do or die here. Do we go to 160 and break below it finally, or do we bounce back up to $1.70? Or we're kind of sitting right in the middle of both the numbers right now. I mean, yesterday wasn't fantastic for the bulls.
Right.
Seems like the way the futures are trading this morning is going to be another session that's maybe a little bit more bearish. So I don't know. I just think you got to get to 160 and finally break through that number.
Well, we traded a decent amount yesterday too. I mean, it's not like the buyers are just kind of throwing their hands up and saying, let's go.
Right.
So this is, I mean, it's getting super interesting here because when I look at like January too, January is the month that stands out to me the most. Jan cheese, 153.80 is the last traded price.
Yeah.
I always think about it in terms of like, you know, 153.80 is the futures price, but what does that mean for cheese? Right. Because, or CME cheese.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and look at like the last, like call it years worth of basis, CME block to NAS and NDPSR, it's been roughly 4.5 cents. So easy math is called a nickel, especially as we get lower, like the premiums get bigger. And then as we got closer to 180, we'll see today, we'll have another NDPSR print. But like when you start talking about like 180, it's been thin. Like the basis is almost non-existent. And so what's interesting to me about the Jan cheese is that let's say you just add that nickel, what you would do is you would take that nickel out, right? So just take 154, easy math, minus a nickel is 149 blocks, CME blocks. So if you're selling the GNCs here, you're effectively selling the equivalent of 149, roughly, CME blocks. That's what's so interesting to me is that, and Jan starts pricing, it's not that far away. I mean, D starts pricing next week.
Right. Today should be our first print for November.
November, that's right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This one's I feel like we haven't seen, we really haven't seen anything like this since we started doing this, like making this kind of ascending or descending triangle. It's where you tried to break out and then had a massive, gap lower. It sure feels like we're going to go test 160. It feels like this could be it, especially with the way the Jan's trading. Like this could be the time when we finally break 160 and see what happens.
And I think, like you said last time, once we break 160 finally for the first time in a long, long time, over a year, it feels like it's going to really start accelerating our trip lower.
No, I mean, I think, so I just drew this real fast. I think, I personally feel like the basis gets stronger, like instead of a nickel, you got to start thinking about like 7-8 cents as we get into, let's say we get below 160. Again, the futures market, if you believe that's the case, then the Jan is trading more like 147-ish.
Yeah.
That's around here, and like, to me, it's like, look at how much look at how quickly this accelerated up right here. So you got to think that if we break through that, you'll get a quick acceleration down.
Right.
It'll just be super interesting to see how the futures trade. Do they start to build in a premium? Like you could see cash just go, and then futures just kind of like, meh. We've already built in a big break.
Right.
We'll see. I don't know. It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
It's the constant mystery. All right. Speaking of a mystery. Oops. Hang on. I thought I labeled this thing. I swear I did, Cody. Hang on. We're labeling it right now. Mid show. We're labeling it.
It's live. Live.
Man, live. All right. It's labeled live. This is D's 25 class 3, as you can see by the new label. I don't know. What do you think here, boss?
I do believe we're going to go test 1640 again. I think D's class 3 settles below 1640. Like the low. Well, I guess, hold on. What was the low here? 1629. Yeah.
That low that day, 1629.
Excuse me. I do think we're going to have a new low created in D's class 3.
Do we settle below that low?
Yes. I'm gonna say D's class 3 settles 1618.
Wait a minute. Did you say it's going to settle right at 1618?
I did.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Hang on. I got to write that down. 1618 settle.
That ain't no guess. That's what it's going to be.
Okay. That's fine.
All right. So Cody's call, 1618. Let's actually, hang on. Let's draw that. Whoop. There it is. Got it.
Yes.
Cody's call, 1618 settle. Not 1619, not 16 and a quarter.
1618.
$16.18. God, that would be wild.
That'd be crazy.
Well, obviously you think we're going lower.
Yeah.
And I can't disagree with you. I mean, I drew this before while you were, roll the dice on the 1618. 17.5 clear resistance. And it's been super choppy, but we're moving lower.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first step is we got to go see what happens at 16.5, right? Because we bounced there twice, tried to get through it, failed, and then quickly accelerated $1 higher, which $1 move in this market lately that's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
We've been so choppy that $1 move, it's like, whoa, that's a lot. So I think we go trade 16.5 and then see what happens, right? Do we start to see bigger NDPSR premiums? Does it take the the turning of the calendar, so to speak, in terms of the year to get instead of I don't know, just new bases?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's possible, but I don't know. I think this pretty much speaks for itself. I'm just blown away by $16.18.
Well, very, very few times have I seen that we've settled at 1620, 1615, 16 even, right? Usually it's some kind of a number in the middle of there when we finally get the final print for the NDPSR. But I don't see December having some massive rally towards the end of the year. They come out offering the block today. Let's just say they do, right? Offer it unchanged. Oh, you could see this market 30 lower real fast.
Okay. So while you were talking, I just RFQ'd the Dees Class 3 16-quarter straddle. 82 bid, offered at $1.
Ooh.
You could probably get some like 85s or something like that. So for those that don't know, the 16-quarter straddle is basically, in this case, Cody would be a seller, I think.
That would be.
I sure think so.
Yep.
And if you're selling it at 16 and a quarter, you're saying that the market's going to settle at or very close to 16 and a quarter. So that is the closest strike to $16.18.
Yep.
So Cody's going to be slamming that sell straddle button here after the show. Just
RFQ that one more time.
Hey, sure. All right, I just said just for you. Okay.
Right.
Last but not least, unless you have anything else you'd like to add about this. I mean, I feel like this speaks for itself. I mean, this is quite the call.
Yeah. I just don't feel very bullish about going into the end of this year with Dees Class 3. I mean, look, the way that it is trading, if you get that block settle below $1.60 or even push it like we were just talking about, woof, look out.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, here we go. Last one. We want to talk a little bit about the wealth effect. Okay, I did label this one. I knew I labeled something. All right, here we go. Dees, SPOO, S&P 500. It may also be 2. I mean, we could look at March because this one's going to expire soon. But either way, I mean, I think this is a good representation. Obviously, huge big bull run since we had all this. This was when the first, I think, tariffs started to get announced. You had I forget what that was in April, but at any rate, there was that big break that ultimately, I mean, what a great W this was, and even gapped away from it too. So that said, we really haven't seen we really haven't seen like a lower high in a while, right?
Right.
So it sure feels like, you could kind of argue that, well, I mean, you can't even really argue this is, right? I mean, here, this is basically the same. You never had a lower high, a really lower high where it's like, we break and maybe we go subtle 16 or 67.50. So I'm no S&P expert. We've got folks that we know, Roger Dodger, for example. I think he's a longtime listener. Never been a first-time caller, by the way. We can't get him on the show.
Never.
Never. We'll get him on. We got Jaskal on. We'll get Raj on.
That's right.
But again, just looking at the chart itself, it's like this. We have yet to see a higher low or a lower high on this bad boy. I did it again. So I don't know where you want to draw, like where this uptrend begins. You could make the argument it's been. I was going to say, I mean, that's really where it started to accelerate. So you could make the argument that it is starting to kind of falter here a little bit. I do think, though, you got to be really careful of a lower high.
Mm-hmm.
And so what does that mean for, what does that mean for the rest of the world, right? Or commodities?
I mean, does it follow along with the SPOO?
I mean, we look at it from more of a wealth effect standpoint, right? Where it's like, do people, like, if we start to roll over in stocks and, we've seen some, bad jobs numbers, for example, like, is it something where people get a little bit like, maybe I don't really want to go out to eat this weekend, or maybe like you start to kind of feel like the penny pinching, so to speak. And again, the idea is like the wealth effect, right? Like as people's, retirement or whatever they own in stocks starts to roll over a little bit, it's like, don't really want to.
I feel like we're there.
I don't really want to go.
Can't you feel it? I can feel it. Like
you
here in Michigan,
you just got to go with it. You got to go with it.
I don't know. There's a gut feeling out there that the monies are being held a little bit closer to the chest than they were even 4 months ago.
Well, I mean, it's coming from the guy that has like 3 spoons and a fork, and like.
Well, that's true. Shopping as cheaply as I possibly can, but it's like I don't know. It really seems, and we've seen the numbers, right? Like Insight's team has posted numbers on some of these Q3 earnings that are not fantastic. I'm going to say even
they're not great.
Really bad.
McDonald's hasn't been very good.
Exactly.
I think Starbucks finally.
You got the holiday. Yeah, you got the holiday season coming up. Are people, have they already spent for that? Had they not already spent for that? What's that going to look like as far as, end of the year Christmas present buying kind of thing? I don't know. Talk about even recently, people that don't even really know what we do or understand what we do have asked a lot about this chart of like, well, how can we be in a possible recession beginning of one if the S&P is moving higher? It's a great question, right?
It's great. This is just one indicator.
Exactly.
Right. This is just one, and it's a basket of stocks. I mean, I think too, we could really dig into it if we wanted to. Like, what does the market breadth look like, right? Where it's like, it's five, is it just a handful of stocks that are driving the market up rather than like all of them?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's again, this is just one way to look at it. But I feel like I agree with the feeling that you have. I certainly agree with that. And to me, it's again, like imagine how that feeling would be, I guess amplified if all of a sudden like the stock market went from where, it just shaves 5% off. And like, we always talk about it. Bears jump out the window.
Right.
This is a great example. Bulls walk out the steps. Bears jump out the window right here, jumping out the window. So yeah, I mean, imagine that starts to happen, especially like after the holidays, and I don't know. It's this one's got me kind of like, ugh. So I think we got to be a little mindful of this. All right, Cody's going out after this, and he's going to go buy a full kitchenette. He's going to go buy a full, he's going to get plates, forks, spoons, knives, plural, by the way.
Let's not get crazy.
Not just one. I'm crazy.
Just one. Let's not get crazy here. We're spending money. I ain't gonna do that.
Let's not go nuts. Let's not go nuts.
Let's not go nuts.
I'm not going nuts. That's all I got for today, though. That's it.
Cool. Well, pretty good charts there for nobody, calling in. These are ones that you wanted to look at. These are really good charts. Really good explanations. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you saying that. Like it's just, even though you just said that like things aren't looking great, you're still like a glass half full.
You got to be glass half full, right? You've got to be a glass half full, and all we can do is present the charts that are out there to people. Let them dictate if we're right or wrong. Maybe they call us clowns.
Speaking of glass half
full, they call us geniuses.
Speaking of glass half full, is Michigan State and the Packers going to win it this year or what?
Dude, man, why you got to do that to me? Why? It's been such a bad year.
It's all right.
Such a bad
glass
year.
Half full. Remember, it's building.
Glass half full, man. Tears running down my face right now. Both the teams.
All right. It's quite the way to end the show, but yeah, glass half full.
We should look at a chart on how bullish I am on my football teams at the beginning of the year and how bearish I am at the end of the year. So I guarantee it goes like this and then right back down.
Up and then right back down. All right. We'll look at it.
Well,
we'll start tracking it.
We'll start tracking it. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this fantastic episode of Tech Talk. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any charts you want to look at for next week, please let Andy and I know. Be happy to take a look at them. We'll be back with you next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel in the morning while markets are really moving around to give you a live look at some of these charts and prices. So until then, have a fantastic rest of the week, an even better weekend. We'll see you next week on Tech Talk.